Welcome in RGC. We're going to do another video today, and we're finally going to be talking about the wash plant and the mobile one, and learning how how it works, how it goes together. I know it's no secret; it's been around the community in our RGC games, our roleplay servers and whatnot. We've been using it, testing it, but today we're going to go over it and kind of show the community how it works, how to build it. Um, just kind of teach you guys the ins and outs of the mobile wash plant. It is a very say difficult, but it's a little confusing sometimes on how it all works, how it all goes together. So hopefully we can clarify some of those things and help you be able to put this plant together and run it. First thing is, it's in the store. It's not a placeable, so you need to go into your vehicles section here. It's going to be Peterbilt, RGC, the portable wash plant. Just click on that, and all three segments are there. You're gonna have to buy it. The price will be, I think, 750,000 when we're officially released. So ignore the price. It's gonna be a lot cheaper than that. And you will also need a container trailer to haul each of these individually. And this container coupler to grab the containers of the wash plant. Basically, you can kind of tell that each wash plant has a container frame to hold it together and also to build it, and this can pick those up to load it onto your trailers, which we'll show you here in a little bit. Along with the wash plant, we have a portable conveyor and a hopper feeder to help feed the wash plant. The wash plant sets up pretty high to get your material up without building a ramp or a platform to load with an excavator. You could use this hopper feeder and use a wheel loader or an excavator to load that to get up to it. In the real world, a lot of these wash plants are very high where they load to be processed, and they will either build a really big platform to load in directly, or they'll have a conveyor system to load their plant. It's a big benefit in the real world to have conveyor systems because you can regulate the speed of how the material is loading into your wash plant. With an excavator loading it manually, you got to kind of judge and gauge the speed and flow of the material. When conveyor and hopper feeder, they can always be feeding it at a certain rate, and your wash plant can be more efficient. So we are on our RGC Games server. This is where all the RGC games happen. So I figured this would be a good place to show you guys how the wash plant goes. Everything's already set up for us. So we already have the wash plant, the excavator, which is what uses that coupler, and the trucks and the trailers and all that stuff we need to get the wash plant to the site. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna load it manually onto these trailers, and we're gonna drive them all to the site, and then we'll assemble it on site. So yeah, just gonna go forward. You will need an excavator. I use a 750. That basically can detach the bucket, and the excavator that detaches the bucket should work with this as long as it's tall enough to pick it up onto a trailer and to build it. So keep that in mind. FS Miners 750 will work. So all you need to do is hit Q to attach once it's really close like this. Make sure you are on your see up in the upper left there, you see me highlight each segment. Make sure you are on the actual part of the wash plant highlighted for when you detach it. You're not going to need to detach your coupling. I recommend being in this view here for depth perception is kind of off a little bit. Can be a little difficult. So we're pretty close there. Maybe back a little bit. But you don't need to be spot on as long as you're fairly close with this trailer. You'll be good. Then when you jump in your truck, you can attach it so it's nice and snug on the trailer, and you're good to go. I'm going to tell you this now, but when you offload it, make sure you detach it. Alrighty, we've made it here with the first part of the wash plant. This is going to be the bottom half. So what you need to do here is see where this box is. Kind of like to orientate everything as you build it to where the box is. So the box is going to be on the back of the trailer. You're going to load it. When you put the next piece on, you know, that's how you tell, you know, how to build it. Basically, is just you gotta kind of pick something so it all matches up the way it's supposed to be. If you get it the wrong way, it's not going to work properly. So keep that in mind. As long as you have one thing that you're going by in each segment, it'll be a lot easier to build. First thing you need to do with this trailer is with the wash plant selected. So in the upper left there, you hit the G. It switches between the truck, trailer, and the piece of the wash plant. So you get onto the wash plant, you hit Q, and that will unlock the wash plant from the trailer. So make sure you unlock that first. So we're going to switch to the crane here. We're going to switch it to 40 foot with X. Going to get lined up a little bit better. Just like so. And depth perception can be a hard thing. You don't need to be perfect with it, as long as you're on there somewhat. I'm going to place it so it's nice and square. I put the conveyor belt already down here. I already moved it down. So we can move that where we want it after. So I'm just going to get this somewhat close to where it's going to be. So right here is good enough. And then we'll wait for another truck to go. That's it. Just hit Q to drop it. Then get the other piece of the wash plant in and keep going. Alrighty, so we've made it here with the second truck. I have unlocked the pins here. Like I said, make sure you select when it's attached. Make sure you select the part of the wash plant, so that's right up there in the left. G switches through. When you're on the wash plant, hit Q, that will unlock the plant, and you easily can grab it with a 750. So we are going to grab this. Like I said, keep in mind where this box is. This is why. So now we know that this hopper here, the hoppers are always going to be on the side of where this box is. That's kind of why I orientate that, so it's easier to tell. So I have this hopper here. I know, you know, they're going to be going together. So that's what we're going to do here. So I'm going to pick this up. I might be able to drive it forward and place it right on there as is here. Let's see. It's a little ways out there. It's pretty good. Should be able to stay there. So we're going to drop it. Now we're going to run over to this box and hit E to enter vehicle. We're going to attach, we're using Q to attach those two together. Just like that. And then we'll get the third piece and just keep on going. Keep on building. Alright, we got the third and final truck on site. So once again, unlock the pin, hit Q. That's somewhat close. Somewhat close. Probably had to drive the truck out. That's why it's good to have help. Oh. So we gotta do this kind of ourselves. It's a little easier to have some eyes to help you. But again, you don't need to be perfect. As long as you're really close here. You should be fine. And we're gonna cheat over to the left a little bit more. Like so. Get it down in there. Like that. I think that'd be close enough. Oh yeah. Alright, pick her up nice and easy. Come over to the kiosk here, enter vehicle, and now we're gonna attach. Bada bing. Alright, so now we got everything attached. I'm just gonna move all this stuff out of the way so we can open up the sluice runs and get everything else all set up. First thing first is we're gonna get the sluice opened up. Okay, so by doing that, we're gonna unfold the wash plant. So hit X, unfold wash plant. That takes the sluices out and takes the hopper for the conveyor up top. You can remove the cover or the top here by hitting N if you don't want to have that and you want to load manually with a excavator. Or N is the cover, which will allow for conveyor to be loaded in there. Next thing we can do is we can turn on the plant by hitting enter. That starts the engine. Now by hitting B, we'll start running the trommel and the actual shaker deck. So we can turn that on. You can hear it starting up. The trommel's on by hitting B. And the next thing we need to do to turn the water on and the conveyors for unloading the product is hit Control I. So we'll unload here. Control I. That will fire up your sluices and your conveyors for your tailings and whatnot. So that's it. Your wash plant is running. The last thing you want to do now is you can select the input. So we are running StreamPay down here. So you hit Z, and then you go into StreamPay, select Stream, and your plant will process the StreamPay. Okay, now we're 100% all set up with, and it says it down there too, StreamPay, which is good that you actually can see it visually. So we're going to head over to our conveyor. We're going to jump in, so wherever there's a box is how you enter. So this box right here will allow us to enter. We can turn it on, the engine, so we can drive it. And we're going to unfold it so we can see where it's going to be located here. Hitting X, and now we can position it where we need to position it. I did start the engine, that's weird. Okay. So to get more straighter on. That looks like a beautiful spot right there, hey? Alright, so now we can turn on conveyor if we want. We can change our input to StreamPay, put in Z. Turning on conveyor, I hit B, so selecting that. So see how it says StreamPay up there? We're good to go. It's on. Now we're gonna jump in to this wheel loader, and we're gonna move this into position. Let me jump in here, get this all set up first. Here I want to unfold it so I can see where it's going to be. You can hit, so it's easier to line up basically. So now it's just a deception type thing, right? We gotta get this lined up. A good idea is to get it towards the end of the conveyor. So I said towards the end, more towards the end. That's an easier reference point, right? So let's lower this down here, so it's more on that playing field. With the wheel loaders, they can be tricky, especially if you're in a hole. But oh, I'm down too far too. I think this would be good. Let's just drop it down there. And I'll just bump the side here to get it somewhat straight. Straightened out, maybe. No, ain't gonna work. I'm in a kind of a hole with this. But this is gonna be tricky getting this set up. We are gonna be adding a coupling attacher point in the front of it, so we don't need to move it around as much here. Hopefully that's good. Alright, so now we can jump into this conveyor and hopefully be able to attach. Does not look like it yet. Boom. Attach. Hit Q. So it's tricky to get that lined up. Once it's lined up, you can attach it. By attaching it, basically it adds a bunch of weight, so this won't move around when you are loading it. So keep that in mind. You should definitely attach that so it's all locked into place, and it's not going to move from you. Same thing with the wash plant. Make sure they are attached. By attaching them, it makes it so it will not move. It's very solid and rigid. Alright, so everything is all set up here. We need to jump into this bad boy. Turn on conveyor. We need to choose the processing stream pay. Need to select that. Stream pay, stream pay. Everything should be stream pay all the way up through. And looks like everything is running. So let's grab our bucket. And let's grab some stream pay. Load her in. You can see how I'm hitting it, right? With the wheel loader, it's not moving. Looks like the wash plant is all running. All the stream pay is running up in there. You can see it turn on the steam of the sprayers when it goes in. But yeah, that's it for setting up the plant, getting your conveyor set up, hopper feeder set up. It's very straightforward. I know there's a lot to it because you got to choose the material you want to process, and you know there's a lot of attaching and you know, turning this part on, turning that on. There's a lot of information there, but it's pretty straightforward. It's not too difficult. You can see I did it fairly quickly. So the last part is managing the plant. So you are going to be making coarse tailings and fine tailings. So you're going to have to clean those up as you're processing material. So keep an eye on those. I'm going to load up enough in here so you actually can see some coarse and some fine tailings on the ground. Alrighty, one last bucket. Alright, so you're going to manage the plant. It's probably best to have another wheel loader or whatever on the other side so you can load and have somebody else take care of the tailings or whatever, or have separate vehicles for it. But as simple as in scooping it up and moving it out of the way. There is a max that can go in front of your sluice, and the same thing with your conveyor over here for your coarse tailings. So keep an eye on it so you're not going to back up your plant, basically. And just go in, grab a bucket, move it out of the way, and you're good there. So in order to get to your concentrate, to clean out your sluice runs, you need to go into the plant and spawn out your concentrate. So let's go do that here. Go into this box. So you can see in the upper left, it just tells you to unload, basically. When you hit the unload button, that's going to unload your concentrate. In the bottom right, you see what percentages you have in your plant. So right now we have 7,353 concentrate. Your tailing says nothing. We cleaned them up. It won't say anything until it backs up into your plant. So if your tailings in front of your sluice, the mound goes too big where it can't dump anymore, it will then start collecting in your sluices, and eventually will clog up the machine and make it stop running. Same thing with coarse tailings. The heap will build up so high until it can't build up no more. And then it will back up into your wash plant, and at a certain amount will shut off your wash plant. We do have lighting on the wash plant that lights up when you're running low, or your tailings or your coarse tailings are piling up. It will flash lights at you to kind of let you know that it's not running, or it's going to be backed up soon. So keep an eye open for those lights as well. So we're going to hit I, and as soon as I hit I, you can see the bucket will spawn right over here. Concentrate, and we can take that and move it to our wash room, which is over there, and turn it into gold. So this is kind of just a basic overview of the wash plant, just to get you going with it. Experiment, building and on your places that you want to put it. I would recommend getting a nice flat area. Put plenty of room, because it takes up a lot of room with this conveyor hopper feeder to get it set up. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this plant. Again, I want to send out a very warm thank you to PD, what he's done for the RGC community with putting this wash plant and conveyor system together. It's just been unreal. It's been a lot of work. He put a lot of hours in there. So just a huge thank you to PD for doing that. It's going to help put RGC more on the map when it comes to mining. We now not only do we do placeable wash plants, we can now do mobile vehicles, basically, so we can have mobile sites. I think this is going to be a breakthrough when it comes to a lot of things to come. Hopefully we can get into the oil production as well as other mobile productions, so to speak. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done that yet. We want to grow this channel and get the word out there that RGC is here. And again, appreciate it. Thank you. See you guys on the next one.